welcome to Philly Legends Podcast. I'm Joe Colari. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You can also check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all my new releases on Spotify and all the usual places. We have a lot of great guests lined up for 2026, starting with this guy right here, Tony Luke Jr.
What's up, Joe?
What's up, Tony?
I don't know, just chilling, making music like you.
Yeah, well, you know, the great thing for the people out there, the great thing about talking to Tony is you can cover a lot of subjects: restaurants, music, writing, faith. There's so many different things that you're involved in. And of course, we talk on a regular basis because we're writers.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start off with, you know, how you're writing, what are you writing, what's new?
Good question. Okay. So a lot of my writing has to deal with life struggles, overcoming life struggles, loss, addiction. All the happy things we experience.
Yeah,
I told Maria, I'm like, hey man, I wrote a new song over the weekend. She's like, how depressing is it?
right.
I'm like, pretty depressing, but it is and it isn't. Sometimes we need to cry. Sometimes we need to reflect. We also need to know that there are other people that are going through what we're going through, and it makes people find some comfort in knowing that, oh my God, someone else is experiencing that, and there's an outlet. Always trying to find some kind of an outlet. For me, the outlet is creative.
Right. And
And
it's getting that common ground.
yeah, that's the thing. There was I had a review on one of my songs called Forever in a Day, which is a very simple telling of a story of meeting someone, and they're your person. That's the one.
Yep.
But it wasn't complicated with a lot of metaphors or poetic lines. It was, this is the story. This is how I met, Maria, and this is how I fell in love with her. And so it was reviewed by quite a few music blogs and magazines, but the one that really stuck to me was, it said Tony Luke Jr. is always growing as a musician and songwriter. And then it said some really nice things, that it was a very non-complicated musical song. It was very, very simple, yet hits home. He said, but Tony Luke Jr.'s music appeals to a broad audience because his music is about common life.
Yeah.
It's about the struggles that we all go through every day, which makes the audience bigger. It's not about driving Bentleys and living in mansions, and because I don't do any of those things.
Right.
So I write about, struggle, loss, addiction, struggling with this or struggling with that, and relationships, which everyone goes through.
It's
But not
easy to
everyone-
relate to.
Exactly. Not everyone drives a Bentley or a Rolls Royce and lives on a beach. And, those are great songs. And it's like, oh, I wish I could have that. But that's not, most of that is not real life for 98% or 99% of the entire population. So that's what I enjoy doing. That's my outlet. That's what helps me with my grief and my depression and all the things I have to deal with. The music is the perfect outlet for that, for me.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I guess I could say the same thing, and I don't think I write complicated. I'm not using big words or making something grandiose.
No, you're a storyteller.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoy trying to get the whole story in a 3-minute song, and enough to keep that, with an interesting hook that keeps them, coming back to that part. It's not, I mean, to me, it's kind of natural, I think. I mean, and it doesn't have to be always about actual things that are happening in your life. I mean, I can watch a TV show
Oh yeah.
and then have an idea and go back and write a song about it. Um, I think that I've got better in the past few years. I think I got a lot better at writing.
Oh,
Um,
especially lyrically, you're killing it.
I appreciate it.
Killing it.
I mean, I that's always come easy to me. My hard part was writing hooks. I could always write lyrics, but now I'm actually getting better. And I actually just started adding bridges to songs
Yeah.
where I never did before. Um, and how or why that happens, I don't know. But now it just seems to flow a lot better. But you know from sitting down and writing, there's probably, I don't know, 20-25% of the songs I get stuck and then I leave it and I move
Yeah,
on to
every
something
every
else.
writer does that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is we're so opposite in one way. 98% of every song I've ever written started with a hook.
Yeah, that's
And
and
then I would struggle to write the verse and the lyrics for the verse. I'm like, here's this, I got this great hook. Now I need verses. I need a bridge or a change. So I was always just the opposite. The chorus was always the first thing that I would write.
I would think most writers write like that. Excuse me. Um, and I didn't. I think I wrote a song maybe a couple months ago where I started with the hook. And that was the first time I ever did it, and I was astonished because it was actually easier because I was writing about the hook.
Yeah.
But I've traditionally write the lyrics and then come up with a hook.
Yeah. See, here's the difficult part of songwriting. And because people say to me, well, I write. I'm like, oh, do you write music? No, I write. I write stories. I write. And I'm like, it's a little different. And I try to explain to them it's different in the fact that if I'm writing a short story and I'm trying to get everything out, I've got 15, 20, full 50 pages in a short
Right.
story
Right.
to give the conversation. In a song, like you said, I've got 3 minutes or at maximum 4 minutes. After that, it becomes,
Right.
like a 3 hour movie. So, you got maybe max 4 minutes and you could not have worded it any perfectly. It's like, so I've got 3 to 4 minutes to tell this entire story about this relationship. And in between that, for you to listen to the second verse, not only do I got to grab you with the first verse, the chorus has to hold you to
Yep.
give you the second verse, going into the bridge, going into the end of the chorus. So, because with a song, people are like, yeah, no, yeah, no,
Exactly.
yeah, first three, no, no, no. So you gotta grab them in that
Exactly.
very beginning. That's why, and the attention span is getting less and less. If you look, we're basically the same age. So back in the 70s, even and the 60s, you would have 12 bar, 16 bar intros
Yeah.
of music
Yep.
before you even heard one word or lyric.
Yeah. Forget about it now.
Now they want 1 bar
Yeah.
and then in 2 bars if you're lucky. Now I still do 4 bars because to me, I don't want to, I'll rush the music to 4 bars, but it's got to breathe. Like it's got to
Yep.
breathe. I'm not looking to write pop music. Like I'm looking to write music that has substance, music that will be as enjoyable 25 years from now. I'm not looking to follow a trend. I don't want to follow a trend.
Right.
I don't write music to make money because there is no money in music.
Yes.
So you write and you do these things in order to create a legacy of your creativity and what you bring into the universe
Yeah.
with your songs.
I mean, it's something I think writers. It sounds stupid, but writers need to write. If you like, I know for me, it's got to get out. So I have to create. That's just what I do. I mean, I just remember this from being 12 years old on, that I always had to be creating something. And especially when it comes to writing, because of all the things that I've been able to do, I'm very fortunate, DJing and Billboard and a lot of different things that I've been involved with. Um, the writing is probably the most important thing for me.
Sure. For
I mean,
you. And for me.
it's long surpassed everything else that I've done. That's the one thing that you don't need any help. You just sit down and write. You don't need a musician to sit there and play a line. You don't need a producer to tell you what to do over here. And then finally you get to the point where I'm finally at is I don't need help. So I can sit down and write at any time. And it's and AI has been a big part of it.
Well, here's the misconception with AI. When you bring up AI to a musician, it's like the devil walked in the room.
Yeah.
And I understand that view, because 90% of musicians don't really understand AI.
Right.
They believe that if someone uses AI, if you go, hey, here's a new song I wrote, and then they listen to it and they go, who's that singing? Who played bass? I'm like, no, AI. They're like, oh, you didn't write it. I'm like, no. See, people equate AI to what they see these young kids are going, my girl's name is Maria.
Right.
It's her birthday. Write me a reggae type song that tells her how much I love her. Oh, by the way, we met in Jamaica, and it should be a mid-tempo song. And then AI spits out the lyrics, spits out the melody. But yeah, AI can do that. But you're not a writer. You're not a writer. So you don't go and say, well, I wrote that. You didn't write that.
Right.
You wrote a prompt and AI wrote it. You had
Right.
an idea for a song, but you didn't write a song. But musicians like you and I find AI a phenomenal new piece of technology, where I would come in the studio where I'm in right now, and then I would play something. Then I'd record a vocal and I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not really a bass player. Let me get an idea of a bass. Well, I'm not really playing it like a bass player. Okay, well, now, do I want horns here? Well, I'm not an arranger. I don't arrange music. I'm a songwriter. Okay, where would the horns go? And what would they be? Would it be this line? How do I, I'm like, I'm a writer. I get on the piano, I sing the melody, I play the chords, and I'm done. Now I can produce. I know what I hear. So if I'm in a room full of musicians and I go, no, make the piano like I played it, but only give me a little more. Give me some arpeggios here, and the violin should come in here. I think we need to stack it. How do we do that? And I want background vocals here. Well, what do you want? I don't know. You're the background singers. Give me a harmony here. What do you want? 2 parts? I don't know. Give me a 2-part harmony, and then let me hear a 3-part harmony. Let me see where I want it. Well, I want it here. I know that's what a producer. See, people go, well, a producer plays it. No, a producer doesn't. A producer
It's more like a
is
director.
like, he's a director. It's like, give me more of this, less of that. Put this here, give me that. Put vocals here. That sounds good. So what AI allows me to do is to take the very raw form. Now, this is how I work. I take the very raw form of what I did. I like to use Logic Pro. I love Logic Pro for songwriters, Logic Pro, Cubase. Pro Tools is for engineers. Like, it's an engineering base, more for engineers than it. Logic Pro, Cubase, Ableton, they're all geared more towards home studio.
Yes.
Because you don't need to have an engineering degree to figure out what you need to do. But what I love about AI, like Suno or Ace Studios. So I play it in Logic Pro, then I drag it into Suno or Ace Studios, and then it's got the feel. It's just piano and me singing, and then I'll go, I don't know what this will sound good like. Give me a pop R&B vibe, and then it'll arrange the entire tune. It'll even give a singer, because it won't use your voice. It'll give you a singer to do it. It'll put background vocals where you want it. So then you go, you know what? I don't like this song in R&B. Give me an alternative rock arrangement. Then it does the alternative rock. Then you listen, okay, give me more of a blues. Now you've got all these different arrangements where you'd have to spend 50 grand in a recording studio and waste everyone's time because you don't really know what you want yet. But AI
and it's going to take you
it.
forever.
Right. And now you listen and you go, okay, I love this, but I don't love it. Let me move this here. Let me chop this up. Then you go and go, this is the arrangement. So now for me, I go, now I'm ready to go in the studio because now I know what I want the drummer to do. Now I know what I want the bass player to do.
Exactly.
Now I know what the string section is going to do. Now I know where the background vocals are going to go because I like the arrangement. Okay, but I'm not using AI to write the song for me. I'm using AI to give me a demo of different arrangements and then move that around to decide what I like and what I don't like. I think AI, Suno and Ace Studios is the greatest gift to be given to a songwriter. Yeah. And I don't see it taken. People go, well, yeah, well, you took the work from, well, for me, I don't take the work because I'm recutting everything the way I want to cut it. I'm just getting the ideas and the demo down. And then here's the other thing. I just had this conversation with someone. AI, at least not in the near future, but it's coming. AI is not killing the live musician. No. It's not. And here's the truth. How many songs before AI came out do you think that a piano player in his studio, he's playing the bass on piano with a bass VST? He's playing the horn section on piano.
So they're using AI anyway.
Right. He's not hiring sax players to come in. And now I do because I want to do that. You know, when I got a sax part, I call Ben Stocker. When I need a trumpet, I call Eric Sherman and they lay it out because I like the realism of that still. But 98% of this music that's out they're not doing that.
Nope. They're playing it off of a keyboard.
Exactly. So what's the difference between a VST and you playing the keyboard than the AI playing the string section and the horn section for your what? I don't know the difference.
You know what I equated to back in the 90s when you had the crossover from analog to digital. All right. So I was one of the first guys to have a CD recorder, which back then was like $3,500.
Oh yeah.
You know, now they're like $12.
Yeah.
But when I made that jump from a razor blade and a grease pencil to a program where I could edit digitally, it was night and day.
Yeah.
And people fought you. People said, "Oh, you're really not doing it." Well, wait a minute. First of all, I did it for 15 years prior to the digital age. Okay. And you're doing the exact same thing that you were doing, only you're not using a grease pencil and a razor blade. And where it would equate to 1 minute of editing with a razor and a grease pencil would be an hour. Your 1 minute of editing now became 10 minutes.
Correct.
So not only did you save, hours and hours of editing time, but it was better. You could use more effects where in analog day you couldn't. You had to add it on afterwards with outboard equipment if you wanted to do that. But people actually, now everybody in the world does it. No one uses a razor blade and a grease pencil.
No, why would they? It's like using a dial phone. You know what I mean? It's like, and here's what this conversation I had with a very dear friend of mine this morning. He said, are there going to be songwriters 30 years from now? And my answer was, no, I don't think there will be. Will there be musicians 30 years from now? I don't think there will. Why would they? Why would anyone want to pick up and learn to play an instrument when computers are going to do all the writing? They're going to do all. Why would you want to learn how? Like, why? What? I'm sure the guy that had the horse and carriage went out kicking and screaming with these damn cars that are zooming by him as he's trogging along. I'm sorry. I get it. I totally get it. There are people 50 years ago, 70 years ago, you wanted pasta, maybe 90 years ago. You wanted pasta in an Italian family. You made it. There was no buying pasta in a box. There was no, gravy in a box. There was no. Now, and I just had this conversation. He was like, well, it's going to kill everything. I said, don't you think that I'll go back 60 years? There was a guy who his father was one, his father's father was one. He grew up in a butcher shop. He learned how to butcher meat. He opened up a store in a neighborhood where people could go. He knew them by their name. He knew what cut of meat they wanted, what cut of meat they didn't want. He knew there was a relationship between food and community. And then one day he woke up and said, what's that giant building that they're building on the corner? And someone goes, well, it's a supermarket. The hell's a supermarket? Well, you can get what do you mean you get your produce? You go to the produce stand, fresh from the produce guy that goes and picks it up every day. No, you get produce there. You get all your cheeses. No, you go to the cheese guy to get cheese. And they don't have meat there. Oh, they got a full meat section, lunch meat. You can get sandwiches. And I said, he was done. Like, that was it. He was done.
Yeah.
He could be mad all he wants and scream at the clouds and the sun and the moon, but it's over. What we know as music today, or what we knew, what we knew what music was 10 years ago, even 10 or 15 years ago, is dead. It's dead. Now, I'm not saying it might not resurface 30 years from now, 40 years from now, where people go, hey, man, I want to hear people play, because even live gigs 50 years from now are not going to exist. Now, I called Leo today. They just created the first female actor. She's amazing. They did a short film with her.
It's AI.
Never would you know it's not and they downloaded her by scanning all the greatest actors that ever lived. So she technically is the greatest actor that ever existed, because she has the knowledge and the training of every actor that came before her. Now Hollywood is beating down the creator's door to sign her for film, because she never gets sick. She never gets old. She never wants a raise. And she can play parts as young as 16, and she can be 90 in the same movie, and you don't need two actors. So Leo said, what does that mean? I'm like, 50 years from now, actors will be a dinosaur. They'll be doing theater. But that's what it is. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, it's insane what's on the horizon, but you see the same set of events, whether you're a butcher, you're an actor, you're a musician, or you're a plumber. It's all, well, actually, plumbers and the trades
tradesmen ain't going anywhere until
they have a robot
they
that can do it.
perfect a robot
Right.
that can do manual labor better than you scan it, know every part, they order it. The only got to do is look at a part. It's already ordered because they're hooked up to a network. And then a drone comes and drops it off the same day. I mean, it's going to happen.
Well, I hope civilization lasts that long. That's another whole subject, but yeah, it's just incredible what technology. I mean, just in the last 10 years, I mean, it is leaps and bounds. Leaps
Uh,
and bounds.
if I'm born in 2026 and now it's 2040 and I'm
Oh,
thinking about high school or college, I'm going in for robotics. I'm going in for AI technology. I'm not going in for this or that, even law, because at one point, judges, and this is the only part where I think judges will be completely non-prejudiced. Lawyers will be non-prejudiced. Cops will be, they'll be, when I say non-prejudiced, I don't mean black or white I mean they'll have no personal prejudices on
right,
anything.
right.
Their life will not affect the decision. It'll be clear cut. It's like you did this, it's that. You did this, it's that. It's this. And what's going to happen is people are just going to. Here's where I think it's coming. Eventually, people will not work anymore. They'll be able, and it'll be wrapped in this. It'll be wrapped in, hey Joe, how'd you like to just stay home and do music all day? And don't worry about the bills. We're going to give you a stipend every month. Every food is going to be whatever you need. You just relax. You got a robot cooking your food. You got everything you could possibly need. The
Sounds
streets are
good.
safe. Right? Sounds good until you realize
Yeah.
that all you wind up doing was build a beautifully comfortable prison cell
Yep.
for yourself.
Absolutely. Yep. That's the truth. And that's what they want.
Yeah, you got a prison cell with a great view and all the conveniences, but it's still a prison cell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's maybe this has happened. See, I'm very spiritual and philosophical with things. Maybe this is the 50th time this has happened.
I think it's probably way more than that.
Yeah, I think we develop from nothing, and then technology destroys us,
Blows everything
and
up and
then we're
start
done,
over.
and then we
Yep.
start all over again, developing it, and then it is again, and then again, and
That's
again,
how.
and again, and again, and again.
Well, that's why they look at these buildings and they go, "How did they do this?" And they were supposed to be primitive, and they're looking at it and they're going, "We don't have anything today that can do this to such precision." As far as cutting a stone and fitting it without mortar to another stone or building a whole castle out of a side of a mountain, we don't have anything that can do that. And so they look back and they go, "How did these primitive people?" Well, because those people were way smarter and they didn't have as much as we did, but they were way smarter. And then they got too smart for themselves. Now they're gone. And then from the ashes came another
From the
civilization,
Phoenix, yeah,
right?
from
And
the
then
ashes.
they faded away, and then another, and that's where we're at. I mean,
I believe we're at the beginning of a technological um um generation, like a
oh yeah,
technological boom, but we're coming to the end of civilization.
yeah,
Like
absolutely,
we're civilization is doing this, and technology and
it,
AI and robotics are doing
absolutely.
that.
It's almost like the movie Terminator.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's there's so many movies that mimic what has happened in real life, and they come to fruition. And the Terminator is one of them. It's about the AI taking over, and then the humans
Well, it
have to
feels the humans are a nuisance. Like,
exactly
what do they need? They take up resources.
and
They take up space. What do you need? The AI become right now, and it's really in its infancy. AI is always what they say, 100 or God knows how many hundred times smarter than the smartest human being that ever lived. Now, it's like people hate when I use this example, but I don't know any other example to use. You could be for or against guns, okay? And you have your reasons for either one. But the invention of a gun saved people in the wilderness from wild animals that they could never defend, for hunting for food to stay alive, the equalizer, so 100 people didn't come and kill your whole family. you had some kind of a choice. That's where the gun is used for survival, for food, it becomes a tool. Like AI is a tool. But every tool can be weaponized.
Right.
Every tool. Okay? I don't
Absolutely.
care what do you use a hammer for? Use a hammer to build, right?
Right.
Well, I can also use a hammer to beat you to death with.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? So whoever's wielding that tool is the issue. The tool is not the issue.
Exactly. 100%.
It's just a tool.
Right.
It's the humans that are behind that tool where that becomes the issue. AI is making strides in medicine that is almost sci-fi, how much they're doing. I mean, in the next 5-10 years, we will be so far ahead of disease and pain, which would have took us 200 years without AI. But we can also use the same AI to kill everyone as well and create every disease. And so again, the problem from day one in the entire history of the universe has always been people. The one quote that is true, undisputably true, is absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the nicest person, my son Michael had a conversation with me. He said, Dad, do you think that you're a good person? I'm like, well, I'd like to think that. Do you look to hurt anyone? No. Do you want to kill anyone? No. I'm like, he goes, now, what if tomorrow you woke up and you could never die? You would never grow old. No one could hurt you in any way, shape, or form. And you could bend anyone to your will, whatever it is. If you saw someone who was a killer or a rapist, you can go to them and just think, and then they would never think that way again. They would never hurt anyone. You would think that being godlike, you can make everyone love and peace and all of these things. You would think that that would be perfect, right? And I said, yeah. And he said, how long do you think it would be before you went, well, I can make people do whatever the hell I want them to do? And I'd like to see these two people fight. Or I'm bored. I'm sitting home and I'm bored and I don't know what to do. And I want it to snow in July. It's going to make it snow. We're going to kill all the crop. We'll make new crop. How long, he said, before you become a dictator and that goodness in you, because you become so self-absorbed because you answer to no one. No one can harm you. You're a god. He said there's a reason why people on this planet don't have special powers. That's why. Because even the nicest person in the world, if they were given absolute power and control over all things, would eventually become a devil.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's insane, but it's true. It's sad. But you just move forward.
Yeah.
You try to I try to be a good person. And listen, everybody has made mistakes in their lives. I have.
Oh, who hasn't?
Right. And you just try to do the best that you can. And I just try to make people happy with music.
Same here, brother. That's what that's the gift we have, and it should be given away. It's sad though that people, again, we go back to people again. You write a song, it's beautiful, it makes streams, and they pay you nothing. And then the people that own the streaming services and own the labels make billions of dollars, and musicians can't even eat. Who's looking to get? You're not even getting a minimum. It's not even minimum wage that you make. Not even minimum wage.
No, you have to pay. You have to pay more to get any attention than what you're going to make probably on the final note the last time that song gets played, whenever that is. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to, now, hey, listen, Some people get lucky, they get a publishing deal or they become a writer for somebody. I mean, that's what you have to hope for. You can't if you're looking to get rich from writing songs, you're hoping up the wrong tree.
Yeah, you're not gonna. I mean, you
It's
could.
right,
It's
it's the
not that it can't,
right, it's the
but that
peripheral.
shouldn't be the driving force of why you're writing.
No, no, if that's it, then you're just doing it for the wrong reasons, and you're absolutely right. The companies or whores to to be nice, whores, and it is a damn shame you go through all the writing, especially if you're a one-man show where you're writing, producing, then you have to do the artwork, then you have to do the legwork.
Oh yeah,
You
you can't just be a writer
you
anymore.
have to pay for the advertising.
Oh
You
yeah.
have to and here's the best thing, and I don't take this personal. I just don't. I've met a lot of people in my life, during my life, in the music business, and a lot of those people, I would send them and I wouldn't ask for anything. I would just say, "Listen, do me a favor. Listen to the song. If you hate it, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, Joe, man, that it sucked." You're not gonna hurt my feelings because I know this is the most subjective thing you will ever do in your life, and it's not going to appeal to everybody. It's just that's a fact. I don't care what you're doing. If you're playing rock, R&B, rap, hip hop, whatever you call it, okay? There's someone out there that's going, "That stuff stinks." That's just the way that it is. So, these people and a lot of them have been friends for many, many years. And, I would just say, "Hey, dude, listen, just give me a just take a listen to it. No rush, whatever." 99.9% you never hear anything back from. Not even, "Hey, Joe, man, that stuff sucked."
I believe I'm that exception.
Yeah,
I go out of my way to get people to do things greater than me because
same
I
here.
get a lot of joy in knowing that I might be able to help someone get to a place or give them their shot because I always wanted my shot and everyone's like, no, 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 no. And it all comes down to perspective too. Like I've had conversations with musicians and he'd be like, Tony, so you're right. Yeah, I never made it. I never did what I planned on doing. And then they look me up and they go, dude, you toured with Daryl Hall. You played the Beacon Theater. You played you got 1.5 million streams on your music. You've got a huge following on Spotify. And you've done how many TV series? How many 21 feature films?
Right.
You wrote for Amazon for Gravesend. You wrote the soundtrack. You were part of it. I just wrote a song for Michael Hampton that's going on his new album because most people, and I'm guilty of it as well, equate success with money.
Yep.
It's like, well, I didn't make any money. Like I didn't get rich from my music, so I must have been a failure.
Yeah.
It's wrong way to look at it.
Oh, I know.
The wrong way to look at it. And then when you get past that, I believe music becomes more relevant. It becomes more of a joy when you realize when you're writing with no expectations of, well, maybe this will hit, well, maybe that'll hit, or maybe this one will do this song. When you write and go, this is what I want to put out in the world to me. Because even though the intelligent part of me sees where all this could possibly be going, the heart of me still believes in humanity. I still believe that we can overcome those things. I still believe that there could be a day where we do put people first and we don't put money first and we
No.
put the general well-being of everyone ahead of the one. I believe, I wish, I hope, but I also believe that see, I'm very spirit like I believe we get reincarnated. I believe that what we're doing here is a contract we've drawn already. We already knew what was going to go through with our life in some degree. We made changes and maneuvers that this was never supposed to be paradise. It's supposed to be a school. It's a school. It's where your soul learns to grow and be better. or it could be worse. But we never get thrown away. We never go. That's why I'm a huge believer in reincarnation, because it's like, okay, you messed it up. You didn't learn the lesson. Like school, you're going to get sent back. You're not graduating
You got to
fifth
do
grade.
this
You're going to
again.
repeat fifth grade, and you're going to do it again until you move on to something and another. And it should make you understand that being a soul is eternal. It's you're part of God's energy. So you can't be destroyed. You won't be destroyed. And God will never give, in my belief, he never gives up on you. And you keep getting chance after chance after chance after chance to overcome things and get it right and try to. But I believe this planet, this realm, which is the third realm, this realm that we're on is not meant to be paradise. They're up there, and I go up there. It's not up there. Everything is here. It's just different dimensions and frequencies.
Right.
So we're home. This is not home.
Right.
Where we are now is not home. We want to go back home to what we're familiar with. This isn't home. This is sometimes a great vacation. Sometimes it's the worst vacation you could ever imagine.
Right.
But either way, this is not your home. This is a
Right.
way station for you to go home.
Gotcha. I mean, and a lot of people believe in that, and I guess in some ways I do too. I mean, I don't believe. I think your soul goes on. Where that goes, I don't know, but
Sometimes it goes right back here, Joe.
well, listen, I'm talking to the universe now. Please.
I've been saying that for 45 years. Please let me be the last time. And then I do something stupid and I go, nah, it can't be the last time because I'm still an idiot.
Right.
I'm still doing dumb shit and I'm not learning from it.
It's just, it's sad to see what we've become. That's sad.
Well, not all of us, not everyone.
Well, not all of us, but what you see affects everyone.
Right, but the media only shows you the negative.
I get it.
It doesn't show you the positive because
I
it
know.
wants to keep you in that state of mind.
Yeah.
But if you hunt it down and you Google and you hunt it down, you'll see that people are doing amazing things for other people every single day.
Oh, there's no doubt.
You're just never going to know about it.
No, I know that. But those people aren't the ones who are going to burn down all the cities.
Correct.
And stuff like that. So, and it's just a shame, but it's part of it. It's just part of life, and you have to go along with it. But I always go back to my little speck of dirt. That's all if you can look at it in that small of a realm, then it doesn't seem so bad.
Correct, because it's like looking at one problem
That's
instead of 5,000. And you got to remember, too, the greatest liar you will ever encounter in your lifetime is your mind.
Absolutely. It's yourself.
Your mind is a horrible liar.
Yep.
It always goes to the worst case scenario. Here's the amazing thing. And I don't think I'm exaggerating. I would say 98% of all the worrying that we do, only 2% of that ever becomes a reality.
Yep. Well, I say that all the time. So you spend all this time worrying about something that's never going to happen. It's all made up in your head because as soon as you start breaking away, your mind is like, don't forget I'm back here.
Oh, yeah. And I tell people, I meet people that are very religious and they're dealing with stuff. And they'll come to me, and they hate when I say this to them. They'll come to me and go, dude, I got test results coming in. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm praying every night. I'm praying every night. I wake up in the morning, I'm sick. I'm like, why are you praying? They're like, what do you mean? What are you praying for? Well, I'm praying for a good outcome. I'm like, let me explain this to you. And I'm not religious. I'm more spiritual. If you're going to pray, what the fuck are you worrying for?
Yeah.
And if you're going to worry, why the fuck are you praying? Yeah. So you either believe that prayers will help you, or you don't believe that prayers will help you. or at least bring you to where God needs you to be. And sometimes it's not where you want to be.
Yep.
Okay? But God always has your best interest. So if you're going to pray, stop fucking worrying. And if
Yeah.
you're going to worry, don't fucking pray.
Yeah. That's the truth. Well, people can't break it down like that. That's what it is.
Well, your mind won't allow it. Your
Yeah.
mind is because I just had this conversation with someone and I understood their point because in the dictionary it does have two different definitions. But ask me if I believe in God.
Do you believe in God?
No. I know there's a God.
Right.
I don't believe that there's a God. I know that there is a God. So I don't say I believe in God because to me, believing means it's something I'm not sure of. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I believe this could be true.
Right.
I want it to be true. So I go, no, I know there's a God. For me, I know there is a God. I don't have to say I believe there is a God. I know that there's a God because believing in something, and I mean, the definition of believing is to believe in something out of faith, something that there's no physical proof of, which would fit, I believe in God. But then the other definition is to believe is to be not sure, unsure if something is what it is,
Right.
not knowing that it is. So you could say they're both right, but I prefer to go, no, I know there's a God. I know who I am. I know what my values are. I know. I don't believe those things. I know them to be true for me. They don't have to be true for you. I'm on a journey. You're on a journey. Your journey is not my journey. We happen to intersect with this journey for a reason because there's things that you bring to my journey that will help me, and there's things that I bring to your journey that will help you. That's why God put us together.
Right.
There's no coincidences.
No, I don't believe in that either. Absolutely.
And sometimes your greatest teachers are the ones that hurt you the most.
Absolutely. I agree with that too. It's I mean, to me, as far as the basic things that we're talking about, it's not, you don't have to be a brain trust to figure it out. I mean, if you have the right thing in your mind that you want to do the right thing, and that's how you choose to live your life, then you'll have a pretty good life. It's when you start getting off to that peripheral, where, you're being greedy or you're being envious. That's when things start going sideways. And
well, it's the self. The self will kill you.
oh yeah.
If you want to know what positive and negative energy is, it's a very simple thing to do. When you go, there's one bottle of water left. I'm thirsty. It's my water. I'm going to drink the whole thing. That's self. If you go, there's one bottle of water left and there's 10 people here, I'm going to take a couple sips and I'm going to pass it around. That becomes the one, the whole, not the selfish, the self. If it has to do with the self, now people will argue and go, what do you mean? Self-care. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about self-care. I'm not talking about any of that. You could break that down and manipulate whatever I say any way you want. I'm saying if the decision or the agenda of what you're trying to do is something that will benefit all. And when I say all, it doesn't mean the whole world. It just means what I'm doing will have a ripple effect to help many people, or what I'm doing is only going to benefit me.
Right.
So try to have more, let's benefit the ripple effect, because we're all going to do shit that benefits us. I mean, it's just human nature. We're going to do that. We're going to do it. We're going to grab the last piece of cake, or we're going to grab the last sandwich because we're going to do it. But how about maybe having a few of them and maybe more of the ripple effect for the whole?
Right. No, I get you. And it's true. Absolutely.
Joe, how do we always get into these deep spiritual and philosophical
I
conversations?
think that's who we are. That's why we were brought together.
Yeah, it's true.
to
Our
discuss
music
the
is deep. Our
yeah,
conversations are deep. We're both bald. I
yeah,
mean, it's a good thing, brother.
yeah. I mean, it's, we've had a lot in common over the years.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
listen, I mean, I've always, attributed my turning to songwriting because I wrote poems or short stories or whatever, but the songwriting end of it was because of what you did.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so, I mean, that
And I
was
met you on an up note. You reviewed one of my songs. That's how we met.
that's right, and that was the whole premise of me thinking to myself, "Well, I think I can write songs too."
Yeah, you were like, if that stupid bastard can do it, why can't I?
No, that wasn't anything like that. It was like it was more of a local thing when you wanna talk about being narrow-minded. Um, the whole process was, this was a local person who wrote this song, and I'm thinking to myself, "Well, if someone local can do this, you don't think of yourself, well, there's many songwriters that are from here, but we were on the same level." So, I'm like, "Well, hey, you know what? If he can do it, I can probably do it too." And lo and behold, 1,000 years later, I'm writing
Jesus,
songs.
how long? It's been 40
That
something
w
years we know
that was
each other.
the '80s.
Yeah,
That was in the '80s, so
it was mid 80s. So
yeah,
40 years.
that's
Wow.
insane. It just
Long, long
we
time.
talk about that all the time too, because I have a 13-year-old, grandson, and, so I'm always harping on him about, you know, "You're gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna be going, how am I getting a car?" Because you'll wake up and you're 17 now. That's how fast it goes.
Blinking an
So
eye.
right, so you gotta start thinking about what you wanna do in life now, and it's so hard getting, these young kids in the right frame of mind. But that's for another day.
For
Um,
another interview. Cool.
exactly. I think I kept you long enough,
That's
and,
all good. Great. Always great talking to you, brother.
I really appreciate it. Anything new happening for you that you wanna let people know?
Yes, I am. I facilitate these all recovery meetings.
Yes.
So in those recovery meetings, there's people that are in recovery. There's parents that have children that are struggling in addiction. There's spouses that have other spouses struggling. So it's all one hodgepodge, and we all talk, and everyone on the parents understand what the kids are dealing with. The kids understand what the parents are. But I began a lot of requests to do strictly grief recovery for people that have lost anyone. And people think grief is only with losing someone dying. Grief can be the loss of your livelihood, the loss of a relationship.
Right.
Great loss brings great grief. So they've been saying and saying and saying, and I was starting at Liguori Academy in Philadelphia, but more and more of the people that want to take the class are in New Jersey. So I just found a spot. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be holding it every Wednesday. I'll find out the name. I'm going to put it on my social media. So if you're not following me and you're interested in the grief stuff, please follow me, Tony Luke Jr. on any of the, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on X, whatever it is, and I'll post, when the meeting is and the address of where it is. But because I'm a grief recovery coach, I'm also a peer specialist, and I'm also a grief recovery specialist as well. And so those are the things that I've been doing, and getting the music out to as many people as I can. I want to do a shameless plug though
Go
right now,
ahead.
but it's not for me. Anyone listening to this podcast, you really need, and I'm not doing this because we're friends. I'm doing it because it's true. Anyone who hasn't really checked out Joe's music, no, I'm dead serious. You really need to do it. I mean, his lyrics are just ridiculous. And the way he puts it together, the way he cuts it together, the way he does it, and the sound of the production is absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked it out, go on all your streaming services. It's DJ Joe Too Cool Kalari, and do yourself a favor, follow him on Spotify. This way, you'll get an update of when the next track is coming out.
I
I followed
appreciate it.
him, and well, I don't regret. I wouldn't do it if you sucked. because I'm like, I'm not going to be like, what the Tony doesn't know anything about music. This guy Joe sucks. He's an incredible songwriter, and he's an incredible producer. And you really, if you love music, you need to check it out. And it's real. The music really, man, the vibes on his stuff is just amazing. DJ Joe Tukulari, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Go on it, check it out. Hit that follow button. Don't just add his song to your playlist. Do that, but hit the follow button, because then you'll be exposed to all new stuff that comes out. It'll give you a text or an email that says, "Hey, Joe just uploaded a new song." Do yourself a favor and do that. You will not regret it. Trust me.
I appreciate it so much, man.
Well, it's the truth.
That's a great plug, brother.
It's the truth.
I appreciate it. Really do.
It's the truth.
And I love it.
Well, always a pleasure, my brother. Anytime,
Absolutely.
just call me. I'm here.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And try to have a great day.
Hey, you too, Jeff. God bless everyone that's listening to the podcast as well.
Thank you very much.
Take care.